Hi, Kevin Barham here, and in this video tutorial I'm going to show you how to add your domain-based email address to a free Gmail account. So to be clear, I've got a domain-based email address here, and I want it that if somebody sends an email to this email address, I want it to be received in this Gmail account, and I'll interact with it in the Gmail account, and if I reply it will go from this email address, and the other person that I'm talking to will be unaware that I'm using Gmail. It will just look like a normal email from my domain-based email address. So I've got those two emails there. That's what I'm going to be working with. I always check if it's a new domain-based email that I've just set up. I always check that it's working, and I've already done that. It is working. And note, if you've got any forwards, if you were trying to do this before and you set up a forward from your domain-based email to your Gmail, then you should remove those forwards when you've done this, or probably just before. The information you'll need from your domain, from your hosting, is your mail server, the SMTP port, the POP3 port, and of course the domain-based email address and password. So now that we've got all of that, I'm going to head into Gmail, and I'm going to come over here to the cog, click and go to settings, and then along the top here I'm going to go to accounts and import. So the first thing that I do is go to check mail from other accounts. So I'll click add mail account and put in the email address, and we click next. And then this is the only option that we've got here. We click next, and then we need to put in our credentials for that email account. So we put in the email address, the password, the POP server is correct and the port is correct. Never check this, leave a copy of retrieved messages, because if you do, if you leave a copy on the server, it will just ultimately fill up to the point where it starts rejecting mail. So never check that. You can attempt this. It depends on your server configuration as to whether this will work. So I'm going to try first, and then we can label incoming messages. I'm going to label this. I don't want to do it with the full email address, but I'll just put VT perhaps, so that I know that these emails are to do with video traction. Then we'll leave archive unchecked, and then we click add account. And there we go, it says there was a problem, show the error. It's to do with the SSL protocol. So I'm going to uncheck that. I'm going to put the password in again, and then I'll click add account. And there we go, it says your mail account has been added. Do you also want to send mail as? And yes, I do, so I click next. The name that it's going from, I might want that to be the company name, so I might say video traction in there. And this treat as alias, I always uncheck this. Now, what it's doing apparently, treat as alias will be, you know, when you're looking at your Gmail responses in Gmail, an email thread where you've been chatting with someone, it identifies your email as me, so that you can see all of the ones that have been you. If you check this, it will do that with this email address, but when I've done this, it adds an additional problem that it says sent via Gmail, I think. So for that reason, I always leave it unchecked. Click next, and now we have to put in the credentials again. So I've got the password on my clipboard, so I'm going to put that in there, and then I'm going to put the username, which is the full email address. The port is correct. We're secured with TLS, which is correct, and I click add account. And now it's saying that it's done it, but we need to verify this. So we'll go back to our Gmail account and click on the inbox, and we're hoping for an email. Now these take a little while, but we can speed up the process. So if I go to settings again, the reason I say they take a little while is that, of course, the email has been sent to your domain-based email, and we're just waiting for the Gmail account to actually check it, because it effectively polls it every few minutes. But we can force that. If we go to accounts and import, and we come down to where we've got check mail from other account, we've got this option here. And if I click check mail now, we're forcing it to go and look on our server, and we return to the inbox, and here's the email that I was waiting for. If we open it, this is the number that I need, the confirmation code, so I copy that, and then we'll go back to the dialog, and we're going to enter that code and click verify. And that's it done. I can now archive this message. So now if we go back to the cog and settings and go to accounts and import, we can now see that at the moment the default send mail address is our Gmail account, but we can, if we wish, have our domain based email address as the default. So to achieve that, we just click make default. So that's how I want it. That's entirely your choice. But then we've got this other section to look at, which is when replying to a message, you've got the option to reply from the same address the message was sent to, or always reply from the default address, which is currently my domain-based one. So I like to leave it on reply from the same address the message was sent to, so that if I've got other domain-based emails added in here, because you can add multiple, that way no matter which one receives an email, I'll be replying from the correct email address, and of course with the correct email signature. So let's just talk about that. If we come over to the General tab and scroll down, we've got the signature setting, and at the moment we've got no signature, but if we turn this on, we can apply a different signature for each of the email addresses. So on this Gmail one, I might say cheers Kevin, but on the business one I might want to say kind regards, if I could spell kind regards Kevin, however you finish your signature. But if we alternate between these, you'll see that they change. Always remember when you've done that to also insert the signature before quoted text, check this box, and then come to the bottom and click save. So now when I want to compose a message, it automatically defaults to my domain-based email, and you can see the domain-based signature as well. But if I wanted to change that, I just click on it and I can select any other address that I've got configured in there, and you'll note that the signature also changed. And then the last thing that I would do is I would send some test emails just to ensure that it's working. And there we go, there's a new message has just popped in. I sent that from another of my accounts, and as you can see, it's been received in here. If I reply to this email, you can see that it is going from my domain-based email automatically, the one that it was sent to. So there you go. That's it. Any questions, don't hesitate to drop me a line, and hope you found it helpful. Talk soon. Bye bye.